Hey garden lovers! Well, it is almost spring here in Zone 9B. March 19th is just a little over a month and a half away. We have more rain in the forecast, which is awesome. It's watering in our compost-topped growing beds, and we've been having a lot of fun harvesting our veggies and preparing for the upcoming spring growing season. And there is still lots to do in February. Also, we're having another giveaway this month. With spring right around the corner, we would like to share our Kellogg's Breakfast tomato seeds and our SCG Crimson Hollyhock seeds. To qualify for this month's free seeds, like, share, and comment, send me some SCG seeds. Then head over to southerncaliforniagardening.net to the Contact Us page. This way we can email you to get the address you would like your seeds sent to. Also, if you commented for the free chili pepper seeds in last month's video, we replied to your comment on how to get your free seeds, but if you did not see the reply, go ahead and head over to southerncaliforniagardening.net to the Contact Us page, and we will email you to get the address you would like your free chili pepper seeds sent to. And make sure to subscribe. We'll be having monthly giveaways, monthly planting, sowing, and growing videos for Zone 9B, and tips on how to grow food in a deserty climate. All right, now on to what we are planting, sowing, and growing now in SoCal. February is a month packed full of caring for spring veggie starts, chili pepper, tomato, eggplant, and tomatillo starts. We sowed these in January, and there is plenty of time to sow chili peppers, tomatoes, tomatillos, and eggplant from seed in February. Baby chili pepper plant care is high maintenance right now. These guys are delicate. It's all about making sure that they get a strong, healthy root system, making sure that to keep the aphids off of the new leaves sprouting up, and making sure they have all the nutrients they need. These chili pepper plants are heavy feeders. I went crazy this year. I'm pretty sure I'm growing way too many chili pepper plants, but they make me happy. I got so many unique, extremely hot chili pepper varieties, and we'll be featuring them throughout the growing season. If you love chili peppers, whether they're hot or medium or mild, make sure to follow us on YouTube, Instagram, or TikTok, where we'll have weekly progress updates and tips of everything that we do to make sure that we get big, healthy, beautiful chili pepper plants and delicious chili peppers. And if you have any questions on how to grow chili peppers, feel free to leave us a comment and we'll get back to you. We also have a few trials going on. I have questions about chili pepper genetics that I can't find answers to online, or there's contradictory information. So I am testing myself to get the answers, and we'll be sharing it with you. Since warmer temperatures are around the corner, the window for growing cool season veggies is narrowing. Broccoli, spinach, arugula, those guys will bolt pretty quickly when the warmer temperatures come in. So it's time to get all these guys thinned out, and then they'll continue to grow in the cells for a couple more weeks, and we'll get them transplanted end of February. Tree collards, on the other hand, are amazing. They could grow in all kinds of different environments, temperature, soil. They're very hardy plants. In January's planting, sowing, and growing video, we went over to an area where tree collards are just growing out of roots. I had harvested back some tree colored plants and they just keep coming back. So they're amazing. They're great to have around an edible landscape. This month we're starting more lettuce. We grow lettuce year-round and it is challenging in the warmer months, but we've figured out ways to be successful and we'll share them in some upcoming videos. This is the last window to grow cooler season varieties, so this month we'll be focused on sowing more black-seeded Simpson, some Burpee Bib. Marvel of Four Seasons is an excellent variety and it will be in our heat-tolerant lettuce trial. Black-seeded Simpson seems to bolt pretty quickly every time we've grown it, whenever it's warmer temperatures, but we'll go ahead and include it in the upcoming lettuce trial and see how it does. Lettuce takes approximately 40 to 50 days from seed, depending on the variety you're growing. Then next month we'll get some heat-tolerant varieties started, and as I mentioned, we'll start our heat-tolerant lettuce trial again. This will be ongoing since there are so many varieties out there, and it seems as time goes on, more heat-tolerant varieties pop up. This romaine type variety is great. It has performed well in the cold temps, and we've been down to 28 degrees. If it also performs well in the high temps, like typical romaines do, this may end up being a staple lettuce variety in our garden year-round, and we'll add it to our SCG lettuce collection. We're starting more bok choy. These guys will be ready to transplant in a couple weeks, and it looks like somebody's been chewing on this guy. Violetta and Purple Lady, along with many other bok choy varieties, can be succession planted over the next several months. And I mentioned earlier that the window is narrowing to grow cool season veggies here in SoCal, and spinach is definitely one of those. Spinach is very sensitive to heat and dry soil. It'll bolt right away. But there's still a couple months to grow spinach, and even varieties like that Bloomsdale can be grown under the canopy of larger plants like tomato plants with a shade cloth, and it'll grow slower in the shade, but as long as the soil stays moist, it won't bolt as quick. We're also trying this Sun Angel. Hopefully it'll be another good spinach option to grow in the warmer temperatures. And we're right next to this beautiful cilantro patch. This is Calypso. It's been growing here since early fall. No bolting yet. This one over here that's bolted, that's slow bolt. But I may have accidentally caused it to bolt by disturbing its roots. I found a Magic Molly potato plant growing in this area and was trying really hard to harvest the potatoes without disturbing the roots, but that may have irritated the roots and caused the plant to bolt. Not sure yet, so I'll redo the trial and I'll start some Calypso and some slow bolt side by side, and we'll see how it does. And look at here, I didn't harvest all of the Magic Mollies. I tend to leave potatoes behind and all of a sudden a potato plant pops up. But speaking of potatoes, it's time to order seed potatoes. We love to buy the dark purple potatoes, high antioxidant content. I feel like it's the world's healthiest potato. And typically we buy our seed potatoes from either Territorial Seeds or Urban Farmer, but this year we have enough of our own. All of these are Magic Mollies. They started popping up a couple of weeks ago, and if we get any more frost in the forecast, we're going to have to get these guys covered. Potato foliage cannot take the frost. These Magic Mollies growing in our whiskey barrel with our artichoke plant, and apparently a nasturtium planted itself. These guys have been growing in here for a little while, and they are protected by the canopy of our citrus tree, so we don't have to worry about frost damage here. Another great veggie to succession plant now is radishes, and they are one of the fastest veggies to grow. BB's visiting me in the garden. She's up on that wire. Oh, there she goes. We'll be succession planting radishes for the next couple months. We've got varieties ranging from 30 to 60 days. And when the warmer temps arrive, we'll sow under the cattle panel raised bed to see how they do. That area is covered with a 40% shade cloth. It'll be interesting to see if they get enough light through it or if they get leggy. Actually, I'm going to sow some in that area now to see how they do. Why wait? So lots of experimenting going on around here. March is going to be another big seed starting month for warm season veggies. These self-sowed bean seeds are sprouting, but when we have frost, it kills the foliage right away. And we just had some, so these guys are already damaged. But as soon as all danger of frost is past, these guys will get direct sowed around mid to end of March, along with many other warm season veggies like corn, cantaloupe, and lots more. We'll probably start kooks, some cucumbers, zucchini in the greenhouse in a couple weeks, but make sure to subscribe and follow along on either YouTube, TikTok, or Instagram to grow with us. We're also starting more endive. I've mentioned in the past that my mama makes a delicious Yugoslav endive potato salad. You can watch her make it at the end of this video. It is very simple to make and it is super delicious. And now's the time to grab baby fruit trees. We picked up this self-fertile cherry tree from Home Depot. I really exercised restraint from grabbing more fruit trees. And Parkview Nursery, downtown Riverside, has an excellent selection of bare root fruit trees. I grabbed another avocado tree at this visit. Our bacon avocado tree, which was a bee, we lost a couple years ago due to a gopher. But I'm stoked to add this variety. Large fruit, small seed. Sounds delicious. When planting fruit trees, we dig a hole double the size of the root circumference. We make sure it's well draining so that the roots don't sit in standing water. We discard all of the wood shavings that the roots are packaged in, and they even recommend soaking the roots for a time. We make sure to position the root ball above the ground level. And this guy's pretty small, but if the branches were tall, we would be pruning them down pretty dramatically so that the tree can use its energy growing a strong root system. And I like to use Edna's Best. It has microbial life for soil health, and healthy soil equals healthy plants. This guy is super tiny, but cherry trees grow fast, so we're going to see some dramatic growth over the next couple years. Also, now is a great time to fertilize fruit trees. We have these organic stakes. We hammer them deep into the soil so that Jet doesn't try to eat them. And the rain will help get the fertilizer stakes dissolved into the soil, and it looks like we have more rain in the forecast. And this month we've noticed all kinds of self-sown flower plants popping up. This one is a beautiful deep purple bachelor button. We also have lots of cosmos popping up all over the place. So we'll get these guys relocated into an area where they'll thrive. This bed is going to be lots of tomato plants with greens growing on the shade side and pepper plants growing on the sunny side. This is interesting. The bachelor button seated itself right in the dead root. We topped all of our growing beds with compost, and this month, as part of prepping the beds for the upcoming growing season, we broadcasted Dr. E to all of the growing beds. It's getting rained in over the weeks, and the tomatoes and chili pepper plants will greatly benefit from the nutrients. Plus, Dr. Earth has calcium in the mix, and calcium is a necessary mineral for fruit cell wall development. Kale is another great veggie to start now. We've got lots growing everywhere. We like to keep different stages of kale plants at all times. I love snacking on them, and it's a staple green for the chicks. And they just keep growing and growing. I snapped the top off of this one, and it just puts out more shoots. And some other greens we're starting now is radicchio, parsley, more arugula. Arugula is going to be done in a couple months, and watercress. If you have a shady area that stays moist, plant some watercress there and let it go to seed, and it'll just keep popping up year after year. We don't do anything in this area. The watercress just grows wild, and it's just starting out, little baby watercress. In last month's planting, sowing, and growing video, I mentioned that we were ordering the botanical interest flower mixes that we like to get each year. We got them a couple weeks ago, and now we are going to get a few seeds sowed in each cell, and the rest will wait until probably the third week of March and direct sow the seeds. So these guys will have a head start, and as they sprout, I'll get them separated and transplanted into their own little pot, and they'll grow in the greenhouse for the next few weeks. All right, next is our Yugoslav endive potato salad recipe. It is so delicious. Let us know if you made it and if you enjoyed it. Hope you guys enjoy your week and enjoy your garden. Add cut endive and sliced boiled white potatoes without the skin. Add thinly sliced yellow onion. Add a generous amount of extra virgin olive oil and mix well. Add a few sprinkles of red wine vinegar and salt to taste. Very simple recipe, very delicious salad.